Howdy! How's all my friends out there in YouTube land tonight? My goodness gracious, I see you all strolling in there to the chat room, and notifications should be going out here momentarily. And right now I'll say hey to John is out there. John, I'll try to get the whole name in. John Wynn. Oh boy. Camarines. I hope I got that right. And we got Tim Holmes. We got Starboy Addison Gaming Rebel in the house. We got Chroma Storm Arts. That's Amanda. I'll say hey to Amanda. We got Herman the Great in the house. Say hey to Herman. We got Awesome Wood Things, which is Matt. Say hey to Matt. We got Rocky and Derek Show in the house. There's Emily Welda. Good to have you with me, Emily. I'm glad you're in there. Think you're going to enjoy the show tonight. We got Shane's Hobby Shop. Oh, my goodness. We know who that is. Hey, Shane. That is our lovely guest husband. And we've got, we got the lovely Shelly. Know What Mom Knows. That is my guest this evening. We got Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop in the house. Build It, Fix It, Do It with Jay Wade. Hey, Jay, good to have you in the house tonight. We're going to have some woodworkers in here tonight. We got Works Hard for MK3 in the house. Lenny No in the house. We are getting a house full tonight. Shelly? They're all strolling in here.
It looks good so far. I love it.
So now I'm going to introduce my guest this evening. We got Shelly Cole from Know What Mom Knows. I'm trying to pronounce that, nice and aesthetically so that I get it all out without stumbling over. My tongue gets wrapped around my eye teeth and I can't see what I'm saying. So we'll get Shelly up here on the screen so she can say howdy to everybody and explain to them what all you got going on over there at Know What Mom Knows.
Well, fantastic. First, I want to thank you, Brenda, for inviting me over here tonight. This is fantastic. I've been on several panels, but I've never ever been on somebody's show specifically. And tonight's a special night because I'm going to be showing a Dusto project. And here's a little hint. Somewhere is a little special hint, and later on we're going to be showing you my Sawdusto project and some other things, and so it's going to be really cool. My name is Shelly Cole. YouTube channel, Know What Mom Knows, and so it's woodworking. Sometime I might even show some soaping, woodworking, and my passion is Sawdusto, which is working sawdust art system with sawdust. It's gonna be a lot of fun tonight. I'm glad y'all are here.
Shelly, how do we spell that? I'm gonna type that in the chat room so they know how it's spelled.
Okay. Sawdusto. It's all in capital. And I have to spell it out. I have to type it out. So Sawdusto. Okay.
Okay, here it is.
S-A-U-S-D-O.
There you go.
Dough. Sawdusto. And it's
I always want to put a T in there. But I thought, well, then I know it's missing a letter. Which one is it missing? Get it in there right. I didn't want to misspell it. Oh, let's say we had a few come in the house there. Blaziken's in the house, and we got Pink Zebra. Good to have her in the house, Danielle. So there's more joining us as we get through the evening here. Now, with this product, this Sawdusto that you got going, you told me that it comes in 3 different grades of sawdust. Now, I'm assuming that this comes from the wood shop, right? This is from projects. This is stuff that people would just normally throw out of their workshop when they're doing their woodworking projects. So why don't you tell us a little bit about these grades and how this product works?
And I have, in case people have questions, I have examples on my table. And so hopefully I've got everything covered for questions. The best sawdust, the premium sawdust, okay? I have a little box here. Let's open it up. Okay. Now, this here is the fine grade Sawdusto. Sorry. I'm so used to saying that word. Fine grade sawdust. And see how fine that is? Woo, it's like powder thin.
That's the kind that you get when you do sanding on projects.
Yeah.
I always end up with that all over
and all
my
the
desk.
little dust, the dust falls off. Fine sawdust makes the best sawdust dough.
Okay.
However, I used to think, oh, we just only need the fine, but no. And here's why, because I'm actually working on an actual sawdust dough table. This anywhere else, folks. But anyway, I found that for the core of the tables and the core of big projects, larger, you can use shavings if you want, sawdust shavings, or like that medium, like particles, medium sawdust. You don't have to use fine sawdust for the core of your projects. To envelop your project, make it look extra special, you'll finish it in the fine sawdust, like a layer of fine sawdusto, so to speak, to finish it and make it looking. Because there's just too many sawdust projects out there, and that's what got me going, is sawdust project that looks like trailer park. I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't want to, like, okay, just wham bam, here you go, here's my project. I wanted something high end.
Yeah, you want it to look. Yeah, you want it to look professional when you get done with it.
Yeah, I wanted it to look high end and something that anyone can be proud to have in your home or in an art gallery even. How-tos that I will be showing on my channel are just as important as my recipes. And I want to say that one more time. I'm going to say 1% of the entire sawdusto art system is more important than any other aspect. And that is why people are like, why haven't I put my recipe out? 2-3 projects out first, and then go into the recipes, and then go into the how-tos, because I can just see people failing with it real easy if they just like, oh, here's a recipe, and have a clumpy mess and not understand why.
Yeah.
Is super important for anyone caring.
Yeah. Well, let me address some of these people that are in the chat room here. I see we have a bunch more that's come in. Scroll up here just a little bit. We've got wow, I need to scroll up way up there. Mercy. Been a mess of them come in the house. Family Fun's in the house. Christian Enix Vlogs is in the house. Meja's Life Diaries in the house. My World in OKC's in the house. Good to see you in there, my friend. And let's see, Lenny No. Scrolling on down. Walker Outdoors. Bless your heart. A big shout out to Walker Outdoors. Lord have mercy. Everybody needs to sub to Walker Outdoors. If you're not sub to him, you don't know what kind of a friend you're missing here with this fella. Lord.
Will do.
He's a great guy to get subbed up to. We got, let's see, Triple G's in the house. Mobile Madness in the house.
Awesome.
Like Triple G says that she loves my videos. Well, bless your heart. And let's see, Odessa Woodworking in the house. Martha Townsend in the house. I think I've got everybody named off now. Frozen Fury just walked in the door. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey, you can pick a guitar. Lord have mercy. I think I've got everybody named off now that's currently been in the chat room. Well, we just had Joe Sankovich walk in the door. My goodness gracious. Boy, I tell you, it's a full house in here tonight. And I didn't say this earlier, but I think everybody pretty much knows that comes to my chat. Sub up, sub down. You know, everybody get acquainted, make friends with each other, go over to the channels, make a comment on a video, let them know that you sub to them. And, you know, that's how we do things here. Journey with Devaco Jack is in the house. Glad to have you in there. And
it's a good group tonight.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, they're all strolling in here tonight. We got a full house full of folks. I will address one thing here before I go back to Shelly. You know, I think I'm probably the only one that hasn't done a video on this 4,000 hours of view time thing this week on YouTube. And, you know, there's some people that care and there's some that don't. I've seen videos going both ways where they say, hey, we wasn't making no money before. We're not going to make any money now. Why bother with it? Whatever. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Then I've got other people that say, hey, dare me to get a 4,000 view hours on my YouTube channel, because by George, I'm going to do it one way or another. Well, listen, I don't have any magic wand that I can just wave over it and just make everybody get 4,000 hours that they need. But what I can do, and what several other people are doing, is if you need help to get your view time up, I've got some bandwidth here, and I've been running some channels in the background on my computer to help people get their 4,000 hours. I can't make it all happen for you, but I can help. So if you need help and you're interested in having somebody help you, then just send me a message. You can send it to me here through my YouTube channel. You can leave a comment on any one of my videos. I see every comment that comes in, or you can send me a personal message through the About. You go to the About and click on the little box icon thing for sending me a message and tell me that you'd be interested in me running your videos. Basically, all you have to say is in it to win it. That's all you have to tell me. In it to win it. You say that to me, I'll know exactly what you're talking about. And I'll grab your channel and put you on the list. And as soon as, you know, one channel's done, then I'll go ahead and pull up the next one that I got on the list. So if you want on the list, just send me a message, say in it to win it, and I'll know what it's about. And that's what I'll do for you. There are other people that are doing the same thing. And, you know, if they want to get on the bandwagon, and they tell me, hey, send me a list of your folks and I'll run them, I'll do that too. You know, I'll do whatever I can to try to help people get this thing done. We'll get her done. We'll rip our sleeves off, by George, and we'll make this thing happen. So I just wanted to cover that for you all here tonight. Now I'm going to go back to Shelly and let her talk a little bit about more of her product there. I gave her a chance to get a drink if she wanted to, but I didn't see her, you know, tip up the flask.
You know, I planned for everything tonight, but I did not plan on a drink. So I'll show you a project that I just got done, everybody. This is the second one that I made. And I know Matt Haas and some other ones, they'll understand what I mean by this, because there was a collaboration to help autism about a year ago or so, and happenings in my channel getting locked up for about 6 months. I wasn't able to participate, but I had such a wonderful time with the first project I made, and I gave that to my sister to make another one, and I think I like the second one better. But oh, this is 100% made out of sawdust dough.
Well, ain't that cute? That is so cute. This is
the Jessie doll part 2. I hope everybody can see it. But
well, I can see it, so if I can see it, I think that they can see it too. That now, did you paint that all by your little self?
Not painted. I'm going to show you something here. These are roses. I've got lavender. I have so many herbs and spices you would not believe. And I'll go into that. I'll point to some areas on here, which is really cool. How about I tell everybody what sawdust is, more than just sawdust? That'll really help.
Yeah, it's because you got to have something to bind it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Natural. The wood is natural, and the sawdust is natural. And that's pretty important to me, because when I started in the shop, I was watching my dear husband from Shane's Hobby Shop. It's Shane's Hobby Shop. Anyone want to go check that out? Throw sawdust away. I was like, what? He's like, this is what everyone throws away, or they make fire starters. And I'm like, I'm not gonna burn that. I'm gonna do something with it. The original project I ever made. Let me just put this down right here. this little heart, it's kind of mangled, and I made it into like a little necklace pendant, but it looks cracked and funny looking. And trust me, this was the better of all the pieces that I had. But I'm keeping this forever because it represents to me that started a passion for me. And I believe we, in this society of reuse and upcycle, is the new project of the future. I really believe that because look, if I can make something like this out of sawdust, and I call this 100% sawdust. If you can do that with sawdust, then what are we throwing it all away for? And I understand you're going to throw a lot of it away because you don't mean you need much to make something like this, but this is going to look gorgeous in somebody's room. So I decided to take the sawdust, experiment after experiment with it, because I've seen a lot of past projects where people mix sawdust and epoxy and different things, even like Play-Doh and different things. And I'm like, no, I want something that is like so close to 100% sawdust that you can call it. Now, when you have an oak table, for an example, you call it an oak table. You do not say that's an oak table with glue and there's stain on it. You might say it's got pecan stain or something. It's an oak table. You don't consider the glue. So I thought the same way with sawdust dough. It's 100% sawdust with no fillers. Binds it together is a homemade glue. And here is a little tester of one of my homemade glues. And I have two kinds, and it's delicious. And why that's
she's back to grade school eating the paste.
Is because one, I wanted something non-toxic. Like I said, I believe in the basics of the tree. Non-toxic tree, non-toxic wood, non-toxic sawdust, except, there's some allergies to some sawdust. I've learned, okay, so don't eat sawdust. Homemade glue that is non-toxic and family friendly and cheap. And I've got two different types of glue. And I'm not trying to take over Brenda's show. So Brenda, but I have something called, this is a bag of flexi glue, my sweet gravy glue, which is right here. And you're like, why do you need two glues? I have examples. I love that. I'm just so prepared. I love it. This is something I ever made, and I have to sand it. I know people who are woodworkers like, you have to sand that. Yes, I do. So it's rigid because obviously, but this is going to be turned into a tool handle by James over at Wood by Right. And I have a few others I'm working on, so they're secret. You don't know about it yet. But anyway, so this is a plank, okay? And I love that because you can build with, for all of us who wonder if you can build with it, yes. And I've perfected this recipe so many times with run, and you can build with this. You can also have it flexible. Why is that important? It's flexible. Let me show you why. I have examples. This piece here is a piece of that. Do you see how beautiful this is? My husband Shane from Shane's Hobby Shop won the palette contest this year, and it's got sawdust dough. And it looks beautiful. And people are like, did I carve that? No, because these came in sections like, oh, I have it right here. Right here. So it came in sections like this, but I had to clean each section so it looked fluid. From top to bottom, it looks like one piece, and from side, it looks like one piece. I had to carve in between it. And so you can have it where the sweet gravy glue, like stone. This is just like stone.
Yeah.
And then you've got the flexi glue. same design, or is this one different? All right, it's on here though. This is one of the ones on here. So this here is the one on the palette board, and this one here is just another one I made. Now, why is that important? If this was a wooden box, and this is cool for woodworkers, so pay attention. You take the flexi glue kind, are able to glue them around corners successfully. If you wanted to make it long enough, it could just go right around it. You can, this is cool too. You can, if this was it's not, it's the sweet gravy kind, but if this was the flexi glue kind in one block, you can sit and then carve out your own carving. And that's why it's so cool. It's so versatile. It's so awesome to have the ability to have things flexible or have them not flexible. You know, there is so many things you can do. Some little charms. These are just little leaves, and you can see there's a little. See how this can be a charm? It can be a bracelet, a necklace.
An embellishment on a project too.
Definitely. And I learned so much. I've done so many tests. Seriously, I'm going to end up probably doing some live shows on my own. I have more information than I can fit in, and I'm not going to overtake Brenda, so I'm going to wrap it up. But I just wanted to say some important things. Why this is important. Madar root powder. This is paprika. What I learned. Where'd it go? Of course. Yep, here it is. You have to be careful what herbs, spices, ground rock, that kind of things you put in your sawdusto to color them. Things like crushed red pepper, which I've done. I've used jalapeno powder, which I've done. It will burn because you've got this block of sawdusto, and you're running it through your scroll saw, or you're cutting it however you cut it, and the powder flies up and hits your face, and your whole face. I did the jalapeno powder. I thought I had to go to the emergency room.
Goodness gracious.
So, sawdusto is made naturally to color it. Everything on here is a natural color, from sandalwood for the hat. Literally, I took sandalwood and made sawdusto with it. The yellow that's not paint. That's a combination of jasmine, calendula, dandelion. The black is coal. Drawing blank, not coal like charcoal, activated charcoal. Okay, which people can. Bath and Body Works. Cocoa powder is day. I should cover up the names of things, huh? To this day, my favorite brown. Yes, get me quiet, honey. My favorite brown is dark and milk chocolate. And you're literally, when you have your sawdusto ball, it smells like you're working with chocolate. Yeah. And you're like, you want to eat it. Much fun because your project takes on the aroma of what you eat. And the white is, you can use rice to make white, to make yellow. You got cilantros to make green. I have a whole box of spice girl I'm a professional chef by trade. So I love herbs and spices. So anyway, I don't want to take too much time. I'm almost done. I'm wrapping it up, I promise. You can make cool things, like you said, embellishments. And there's one with the little beads inside of it. I did put beads in that, but you can do so much. So I'll leave it to questions or what Brenda wants to talk about. But y'all pay attention. So is the new project woodworkers, or at least they're going to be thinking about it. That's not waste down there. There's so many things you can do. And for all y'all that got the hint, it'll be coming out sometime. Now, everyone knows, at least in my community, that I have a paralyzed left leg and I'm injured. So I work around my pain level. So my table ain't coming out anytime soon, but it's going to be the first sawdusto table ever made. And I'm really excited about it because anyone else who's made anything out of sawdust has mixed it with things what they wanted or things that just don't make sense. I don't think sawdust needs a filler. Did this need a filler? Does that look like it needed a filler, anybody? So I'm very proud of where I've been and where I'm going with it. Stay tuned, everybody, to know what mom knows, especially if you have sawdust.
There is a question in the chat room. Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop wants to know, can you eat the sawdusto?
Oh, let me guess. L4T. L4T. You can eat the glue and eat the sawdust that I know of. And Al, please let us know.
Yeah, well, you need to send him a little bit of it, you know, let him try it. But, you know, he needs some fiber, you know.
And I won't go into everything now, but there's so many trees, as we all know, and there's so many different sawdusts. Many shows to talk about it, but there's trees you can use and there's trees you cannot use because of the danger factor, the toxic factor, and sawdusto is very intimate. Hands and it's very creative process. Work, absolutely. That need work usually accomplish greatness in life, and yeah, it's work to make something out of sawdust. I will not lie to you. In fact, I've looked up other people online and found them people in old forums. Look what I made. I made these masks out of sawdust. A lot of things were experimental, but ultimately they gave up because it was too much work. I believe that my experiments have paid off, that it's work, but not so much work that it's not doable. A clear-cut plan that I kind of think everybody who has a shop should try it at least project with it, and you'll be like, wow, dang, I could do that with sawdust.
Well, you know. Shelly, we've got a challenge here. Al says that he would love it, and he says that he'll take a sample and he'll eat it online, and I assume that he means that he wants to do it here on my show.
Okay. Well, then I'll try and send him something like, you see the face and no color. And I think that's some key thing to know too. You can color your entire project naturally with trees that already have shades to them. Pine does the very perfect American girl. And I mean, you know what I mean? There's so many different, we're the melting pot. So it's kind of hard to say anymore, right? We're a melting pot here in America, but you want to say average, what's average anymore? 20 million years ago, this would have been the perfect skin color. Or would have been, I don't know. Putting them out. Pine, let's try pine, Al. Pine makes a very neutral, you can eat pine needles. I have eaten pine needles and made tea with it. That's a natural herb kind of a thing.
That reminds me, it reminds me of that feller, Yule Gibbons, that used to be on TV. I'm showing my age now, but he used to be on TV and he'd say, there are parts of pine tree that are edible.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if you, I don't know if you can eat the wood of a pine tree. I'm being honest, Al, but Al, if you want to be a guinea pig, hey, you just have to get with us in 48 hours also.
If you eat pine tree, does that make you sap?
If she doesn't contact us within 48 hours, then something. Don't eat sawdust though.
If you eat a pine tree, does that make you a sap?
Oh, funny.
We got a few new people come into the chat room here, so I'll address them here. We got Jacqueline Haley in the house. We got Exploring with CF in the house. Fairy Frequency in the house. Marley December in the house. We got Mage's Life Diary in the house. Martha Townsend's in the house. And Donald Vlogsify is in the house. Hey, Donald. I got a package from Donald today.
Woohoo! It couldn't have been any better than this, which I got
Oh my
from
goodness.
Brenda. So based on making this plaque for my sticker board, and for all of you who've been bugging me for a sticker board the last several years, I finally have one made. I just have to put my stickers on it. Going on my sticker board, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, there's a video
Thank
that
you,
where
Brenda.
I show making that for Shelly. So y'all want to see how I did that. It's engraved butterflies there that I did with the power carver, and then I painted them in and put BrendaG's designs on the plaque for. But in the process of all of it, you know, she was explaining to me about these stickers that channels have. I hadn't heard of it until Shelly brought it up to me. I'll just put the camera back on May here for a minute, but Shelly's telling me about these stickers, and I did a video on this the other day showing about these stickers, and I'll try to get this up here to where you can see it. But I made these stickers from the Avery website. That's avery.com. You can go over there, you pick out what stickers you like, what size and everything, and they have a number on them. And then you can go to their template board, and you can make up a template there, download the template and make up what you want to put on it. When you get your stickers, you just print them out. And I did this with my laser printer. So if these stickers get wet, they're not going to have runny ink or anything on them. They're nice professional looking stickers. And I put my Etsy store on there and my motto. So we got those. And if anybody wants to trade, let me know. I've already had a few people say that they want some. I've sent some out. So, you know, if you want a sticker, let me know. Just leave a comment in the video that, hey, I'll trade stickers with you and we'll fix you up, and then you can send me one of yours back and I'll make me up some kind of a sticker board. I've got a vinyl gate that came off of my fence last year in a windstorm. I had to replace it, but I kept all the parts and stuff to it. So I'm thinking about taking the vinyl from that old gate and putting, you know, it's just tongue and groove stuff, and just putting that together and gluing it up real good and making me a vinyl board that I can put cork on and use it as a little cork board to put stickers and stuff on. And I'm going to, once the weather warms up good and I start cleaning house here, I'm going to move my little studio around a little bit, and I'll have a wall behind me where I can hang it up and show the stickers off when I do my shows for the people that send me stickers. So, you know, it'll be another little shout out for you if you want to send me a sticker for your channel, and we'll get that all made up here in the next couple of months as the weather improves. It improved here dramatically today. My goodness, it got up to like 60 degrees outside today, and it was like, you know, everybody getting off 6 layers of clothes because we've been sub-zero here for so long that, you know, we're all about to die of hypothermia. And now the weather's warmed up nice. I think it's going to chill down a little bit. You know, hey, it's still the end of January, but I'm not looking at any more sub-zero temperatures, I hope, for the rest of what's left of this winter. This has been really rough for, well, my electric bill went like through the roof for December. I about had a heart attack when I opened that bill. Wow. As long as I've been here 5 years, I've never had a bill do that to me before. That one was astronomical. I thought, Lord, you know, am I paying the national debt? What's going on here?
Oh, wow.
So it kind of put a crimp on budget for a while, you know, till I get that all settled and, you know, taken care of. But anyway, I made some other stuff this week on YouTube videos. I made this pretty hair barrette. Get it up here to the camera so you can see it. It's a leather hair barrette that I did some etching on, and I painted it up. It's got a hummingbird on it. So I did that piece. You can see a video on that. I did another wood burning video with the leather on this key fob that I made on the video. Put my initials on there. And then I did another burning video where I made this belt buckle with the wolf paw prints on it. And I sueded the leather.
Oh, that's so gorgeous.
I just took a scrap piece of leather I had and cut it to fit and sanded down the edges of it real good. And then I sanded the piece to make it suede. And then I put the burner to it and burnt in the paw prints and painted them in with a dye. So I did that piece. And then I did Well, I did an envelope template. I don't think I need to hold that up here, but you know, if you want to see how to make envelopes to fit your cards, you can watch how I measured that to make an envelope template, and you can make them whatever size you need to make fit whatever size cards you need. Some people was having a little issue doing the math on how to do that, so I made a template and showed them how that they can have a pattern, and then you just put it on a piece of paper and draw out, you know, for your envelope, fold it up, and put your glue to it. Card in it, and you got an envelope made, and you don't have to be up buying envelopes all the time. And then I did this on YouTube the other day where I finished this up. I had done a video on this picture, but I finished it with the engraving the wood and making a little mat for it. This is the steampunk piece that I did a couple weeks ago. I put it in a shadow box frame. So there's that piece, trying to get it so the glare from the lights off the glass.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one.
That's a 12 by 12 piece. Now all this stuff, well, except for the stickers, are on my Etsy store, and the URL for Etsy is in my description on all my videos. So if you want to see what all I got on the Etsy store, you can go take a look and see all that stuff. Now these aren't on Etsy yet, but they will be. I made these over on Twitch, which is another little announcement I wanted to make. I'm doing both YouTube and Twitch now. So if you go to twitch.com, register, you look me up. It's BrendaG's Designs. It's all one word. BrendaG's Designs, all one word, no spaces in it. And look me up, friend me on there, follow me, and get alerts on when I put videos up. I'm going to do a weekly that is at 3 o'clock on Mondays every week. 3 o'clock, awesome. That's Eastern time. I don't know when all else I'm going to be doing videos on there. I'm hosting some other channels on my channel. So there'll be other videos and stuff that'll be on my channel playing. You know, if you friend me on there, whenever they do videos, it'll come right up there on my channel, and you'll get alerted to when they're doing their stuff too. So, you know, I'm still learning how Twitch works and how the OBS works and all that stuff over on Twitch. So you'll have to just kind of bear with me on there. But yeah, I'll be doing a lot of stuff on there as I learn how that whole system works. But I did this on there yesterday. This is a wood burnt eagle with a feather right below him. And then I painted it all in right there on the show and stained the wood. So I got that little plaque that I made. And then I made this today. Now, that the eagle you won't see because I'm learning. And I didn't realize that on Twitch, there's a certain little button you have to push in order to get it to record the video so that people can see it back if they don't see you live. So imagine my surprise when I got all done. I said, now let's take a look back at that and see how it went over. And it wasn't there. So if you would have happened to have been there, which nobody was, when I was recording it, you would have seen me do the eagle, but it didn't record it, so it won't be on there. Then I did this on there today, and I did get this one recorded. So if you want to see how I did that, you can pull it up. But I burnt the owl on there, and I painted him in right there on the show today. So you can see how that was accomplished if you want to. Over on Twitch, that's twitch.com. So I'm diversifying. I'm getting into other venues. There's some other ones out there that I haven't gotten to yet, but hey, it's just January. The year ain't over yet. You never know where I'll be. Lord, you may turn on your computer and you can't go to a website without seeing me.
To Twitch today, and it was awesome. It was exciting, and the girl can paint. Oh my, amazing. So it's worth, I think we can all learn. Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda.
Be like Brenda.
Be like Brenda.
You turn on your computer and it'll be Brenda all the time, all day, 24/7.
Love it.
Oh, mercy. I know some people just throw their computer right out the window.
Oh my goodness.
How in the world she get on here? Oh, mercy sakes. Well, I hope everybody out there is subbing up and subbing down and making friends with each other. Now, I'll tell you, another little key to this 4,000 hour thing is you have to be consistent and you have to be active on your friends on, I'm saying friends, that's what we call subscribers, is your friends' channels. One surefire way to get unsubscribed from channels is to not be active, because once you've hit the mark, YouTube mark, I think is 1,000. And once you hit that, then you can't sub anybody else. And if you've got 1,000 people that sub to your channel that aren't active, or even, half of them aren't active on your channel, you got to do something. You got to clean house somewhere along the line. Something's got to go. Dead weight has to be cut loose so that you can sub people that are active, that want to support you, that want to be there viewing your channel and giving you the hours that you need in order to be in it to win it. So when you sub people, you have to make a commitment that you're subbing these people and you're going to be active on their channels. You're going to be friends with these people and you're going to give them view hours. They're going to come and give you view hours. That's how this works. Give and take situation. This isn't just sub up and forget everybody. You have to be in it to win it, to get in there and do this thing and make your channel successful. So just saying, you get in there and you say, oh, well, I'm going to sub them so that I get to sub back, and then I'm going to unsub them tomorrow. I'm just going to forget about them. I'm never going over to their channel or whatever. No, get in there and make a comment. And then when the guy that you made the comment to sees that you made a comment, then they answer that comment. They go over to your channel and they take a look at your stuff and they leave you a comment. They give you a view, and it works back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Don't be the weak link.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't put it to you any simpler than that. If you want this thing to work, if you want this community to grow, you want your channel to grow, you want to be successful, regardless of what YouTube does. If they say 4,000 hours today, and the next week they say, oh, well, we made a mistake, it's going to be 8,000 hours. Whatever their criteria is, whatever the criteria is on any other website, whether it's Twitch or Vivo or I don't know, there's a blue million of these video channels out there. Apparently, I wasn't aware of that until just here in the last few days. But regardless of what platform you're on, you have to be consistent. You have to follow whatever the rules and regulations are in order to grow the channel. You can't go into this just, fly by night and say, well, I'm just going to put this little channel up, and if it makes it, it makes it. And if it don't, it don't. No, you have to be determined. You have to say, okay, what do we have to do in order to make this work? What criteria does this particular site have that they want me to accomplish? Now, I'm happy with what I'm seeing over at Twitch, because they have a whole list. Digging through to find all these things takes a little time because I'm getting used to the site, but they do have a list over there showing you what criteria that they have in order for you to make it to be an affiliate, and what you have to do in order to be a partner with Twitch, which gets you monetized. So you just take it one step at a time. You don't rush in and say, well, I expect to be partnered with them immediately. You didn't get partnered here on YouTube immediately. Many of us have not gotten partnered with YouTube, and we've worked our tails off. You got to start at the bottom and then say, okay, I've got this accomplished. Now we're going to go to the next step. And now we're going to go to the next step. And you just keep working on it until you get it where you need it to be in order to make your channel successful. That's how we make all this work. Now I'm going to look here at the room, because it looks like we got some more folks in the house. Mike's how-to is in the house. Vanessa's creating and sharing in the house. Let's see. Gamer Boy is in the house.
Awesome.
Jason,
what a good group.
Jason Helmedaller is in the house. I hope I pronounced that right, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of a redneck. I'm not very good at them fancy names. You got one of them fancy ones, sort of like Rockefeller. We got Christy Essen in the house. Going on up here, make sure that I didn't miss nobody. Think that I've got them all named off. I hate missing somebody, but I believe I've got them. Yep, looks like I've got them all in there. Lord have mercy. I'm glad to have y'all with us tonight. Man, oh man, I'm impressed y'all showed up here, listen to us talk and talk about making stuff out of sawdust. The sky's the limit with that sawdust as I see it. I mean, you can make furniture, you can make jewelry, you can make accessories, you can make embellishments. You use whatever natural ingredients to color it with. You got 2 different kinds of glue want to make it so that it's hard as rock, or if you want to make it so that it's flexible. Now, with that hard one, I do have some questions about that. Now, I'm assuming, obviously, with the flexible one, you'd be able to carve on that, or you'd be able to drill it or nail it or whatever. Since it's flexible, it has give to it. With the hard one, how petrified is that?
Okay, well, it depends on is. Like, for example, I don't know if you have the screen on me or not, but I'm showing one of the planks.
Uh-huh.
The plank here, it's very hard, but tips and tricks I'm going to be showing on my channel is how to make something hard like this become this, and how to get something flexible like this hard like this. And you're like, what do you mean by that? Both recipes have the morphing ability to temporarily take on the other. Much away, but yes, I can make this flexible, and I can make this like stone, and I can bring it back, and I can bring it back. Also on the show, and I didn't get the chance to show thing here. This is a scrap piece, and I wish I had more with me, but I'm tree piece, and that's another thing, you can do marker tree with it. See how paper, you see here, I'll get a piece of white paper. Do you see how
that's
thin that is?
Yeah, that's wafer thin.
This is the sawdusto form, and you can tree with it. You can make whole beautiful pictures with super, super thin. So you can go thin to, different levels, to thick, to making the, for making pens or handles. I'm even working on making a big one, a big blank for a bowl. Your pieces of art that you can make. Sawdust, dried herbs, spices, ground rock, everything natural. And the thing is, I kind of made rules for sawdusto. It's keep it natural. With the tree, it's going to be nice with the sawdust. Don't put chemicals in sawdust. So that's kind of my main rule is keep it natural. And I believe people can keep it natural. If I can get these kind of colors, spices and ground rock and dried roots, achieve just about any color. And that's so important. So keep it natural. I find that's an important key to sawdusto, but any way you wanted to. And this project here, this palette project here, has both the flexi glue sawdusto as the firm sawdusto, because we wanted to try both. We wanted to see, can this palette project here sustain, what happens to it after time? Well, all this flexible stuff, once it's sealed in, it's hard. It's like, I don't know, you can't hear it, not really hear it, but it's not going nowhere. It's rock hard.
Yeah.
And the only exception is sealing it. I have not found a natural, except for my natural glue that I made. That's the only sealer I have come up with. And on this is polyurethane. I just didn't know for the project would do, but I have made chisel handles and chisels, and I've just used my homemade glue around it, and that it looks beautiful and it seals it in. It's gonna rub off. So I have a problem with sealing it. I don't know how to seal it, and if people have ideas, a more natural choice to seal it, I'm open to that. But you can't just put oil over it that I know of. Tests have kind of come to an end when it comes to how to sustain it once the project's done. I don't really have an answer on that one. I only have an experiments that I've done up to the point of that point. But when the project's done, I don't know how to seal it.
Okay.
So if anyone's got any ideas.
Two things. One of them is, have you tried linseed oil to seal it?
I haven't tried any oils, and only because as the woodworker, I know what oil does. I know what water and moisture does to sawdust. Usually, like, you know, people have like even like MDF and stuff. You get it wet and it puffs up. This is different, and I do not compare this to MDF. I don't. In here, I haven't tried it because in my head, maybe it's just a mind block, but I figure an oil is just going to soak in. It might puff it up. You're right. It's not an excuse. So that's one more experiment I need to try. I need to try sealing a project with just oil and see how it looks, how it operates.
Well, I asked that because my dad used to seal the wood floors in his the beds of his pickup trucks with linseed oil. And so I'm thinking if it would work in the bed of a pickup truck on a wood floor, it ought to work on Sodesto. But, you know, hey, I'm just guessing. Then Emily wanted to know.
It's different because I'll try it. I'll try it.
Okay. Emily wants to know, how long does it take this to cure or dry out?
Oh, okay. It depends to you. I have placed, say, oh, let me grab it. Like this piece right here, this can dry in the sun. I literally, like, in the summertime is my favorite time to make sawdusto, because all my things dry in the sun. I just put it on a piece of paper and stick it on a table outside, and the sun dries it. Inside, and it's winter, and especially if you've got thicker projects and things like that, like this is comparably different. I like to put a crafter's oven, and the reason I call it crafter's oven, I'm just talking like your typical toaster oven,
right?
But we also make fishing lures. We custom airbrush fishing lures. A lot of people don't know that. Shane and I both have done that. We use the oven for different processes, and I like to place my sawdusto on parchment paper or even a paper bag, put it into the oven like 200 degrees, and just let her sit there for an hour or two. It's a hard answer to fully answer you. It depends on the moisture level at the time. If you are sweating and everything is sticky hot, it's going to take your sawdusto longer. Possible to do it all in one afternoon and dry it? Yes. If I would say the real answer, I would say thoroughly 3 days. I'm not in your oven for 3 days, but I mean, like, to sure that your liquid is out of the sawdusto, because you do not want to, like, oh, I took it out of the oven and it's rock hard and now I'm going to seal it. Don't seal it. You get every bit of early on. Some of the tests, I mean, I've been running with tests that I've run, and early on mold would happen if there's moisture in these things, and that is a problem that I believe I have come to a point where if I know how to avoid the mold from happening. But is it a fail safe? Not 100%. And so to avoid mold, you want to make sure dry your project thoroughly before sealing it.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it would depend on how dry your shavings are. Your
to begin with,
you know, because I know I've gotten shavings at the feed mill, you know, to use as bedding, and open it up, and Lord have mercy, it's not like water running out of it, but it's wet. You stick your hands down in it and you can feel the moisture to it. So it depends on, you know, how wet your sawdust is when you go to making the product too. Now, Al, I made a comment in the room now, and I don't know anything about this, but he says that you can eat shellac, and they use shellac. What did he say here? Something about using shellac to coat food or something with.
Oh yeah, you were so right. Yeah, I never thought of the cooking angle. Jelly beans have a natural shellac. You for thinking of that. Why I don't know why I didn't think of that. I've worked with food my whole life. And I'm
Ding,
going
ding,
to talk
ding,
to you
ding,
later.
ding,
I'm
ding.
so proud of you. I like research that and look into that, because you're right.
Yeah.
Jelly beans and so many other candies have a natural wax coating on it. And there's natural shellacs that. Thank you, Al.
There you go. We've had a couple others come in the room here that I noticed. We got Ty Bivens in the house, and Sonia Jones is in the house. Christy Essen in the house. And I don't think I missed anybody. I'm trying to keep up with it, but hey, if I missed you, I'm sorry. We love you.
Hi, everybody.
And for anybody that came in late that don't know what's going on here, we got Shelly Cole in the house. She's from Know What Mom Knows, and she's got a product that's called Sawdusto, and she makes all kinds of things out of sawdust with this product. She's got flexible sawdust objects, and she's got petrified sawdust objects.
Yeah. All kinds of things you can do. Hey, y'all. Be watching in the future on Brenda's channel, because I'm sending her a box of Sawdusto in February, and we don't really know what she's going to do with it. She's going to make the decision. In fact, she may say, "No way, I'm not touching it." She may hate it. But if she likes it, she's going to do a project. She's going to do something with Sawdusto. I'll send you a variety of textures, of thicknesses, of flexibility. I'll send you the gamut of everything, so you can kind of look it over and go, what you can do with it.
Okay. Because I got some ideas.
Okay.
So
it might be fun to see what you can do. Yeah.
I'll play around with it. Let's see. Got some that's been leaving here. We got Family Fun is going to be going out the door. Good to have you in there. I'm glad you came to the show. Glad you got yourself educated here on this new product that we got. Shelly is promoting here. And Emily wants to know, can we wood burn this wood? I would think so, but I'll ask Shelly. She's the expert.
I have only been doing experiments in the case in the sense of be good to what would be in. Boy, I'm fumbling up. I've done experiments of natural glues for the last 3 years now. As what you can do past that point, I've been making projects on my own. Some are on my channel and some are not. Burn it, I don't know. And actually, maybe Brenda can. I will send her some of this. See the face here, that's pine. I personally think pine will be the easiest to burn. Somebody to do more experiments. Now that I have a stable, very stable Sawdusto, more people to do experiments of what you can do with it. Pull over to my channel about 2 or 3 videos back. It's a 2-minute. You'll see a big blue Sawdusto ball sitting on sawdust. That'll answer so much of your questions of what you can do with it. But wood burning is not on the list because I didn't even think of that. Yep. And I would love that. So
yeah,
maybe
I'm sure it can be wood burnt because it's made of wood. You can. I would burn leather. I would burn plastic. I would burn vinyl. I mean, anything that you can, touch with like a branding iron type tool, wood or, whatever, you just, touch that hot blade to it and that burns. So I would think sawdust would burn. I mean, you've made it into a wooden product there. And since it's all natural, it wouldn't give off any fumes or anything. If it was sawdust mixed with some kind of a chemical, then you might not want to fool with that because the chemical would obviously put off some kind of a odor that you wouldn't want to be breathing and smelling unless you had like one of them gas masks or something on that could filter the air for you. But since it's all natural in the glue, I don't see any reason in this world why you couldn't just burn that like any other piece of wood. So you send me some.
Wood I use. Smell like pine. If I do send you a sheet of pine Sawdusto, I think when you burn it, it'll smell like pine. If I use hickory wood, I bet you it'll smell like hickory because there's 0 chemicals, 0 only homemade glue and sawdust. So
yeah,
interesting experiment, and I am eager to find out how that works. Yeah.
I would think it would even carve pretty good with a power carver. I don't know that I'd want to try to carve it with a Dremel because
it totally carves great. Yes, I have a Dremel, and it Dremels beautifully.
Oh, really?
Beautifully.
Because see, I would have thought with a Dremel might chew it up too bad with it being a sawdust type product, but the power carver would just cut right through it like butter. There shouldn't be any problem at all.
Yeah, like this is the sawdust, and you would think when you would Dremel through it, it would just like powder up. It does not fall apart. It stays together. So, it Dremels beautifully. I'll just say that, and I'm excited to see what because I don't have all the answers, which is good. I want more answers, and the only way that's going to happen is and people like Al and different people in the community what they can do with sawdust dough, and then telling everybody what they can do with it, because we can build like a foundation of what can be done with it, and that's going to be awesome to see how it grows.
Well, that leads me to my next question. I mean, we've talked a lot about what this project can do and the possibilities of other things that it can do. And it's kind of still in the experimental stages, as you're building on this. But is there a place where folks can order this product if they want to mess with it, to see what they can do with it? Can they order like the glue and the sawdust product separately, or do they order like the flexible planks in different thicknesses, or the petrified, I'm calling them petrified, the hard ones that don't bend? Can they order that already done up in different thicknesses and widths and stuff? Or how would somebody go about getting some of this, Shelly?
That's a fantastic question, because that's something I'm kind of working at. I've been emails and different things where people are really interested, but to them, they're like, see, to me, cooking's easy, but to them, like, I can't make glue. That's why it's my hope something like this, where I can make premixes. Now, of course, I'd package it differently. This is just for me packaging a Ziploc baggie. But I'm hoping that I can get to a point where I can say, here's the mix, put it in boiling water, stir that, then I can send you the glue. And I'm hoping to. So that's the short answer. The longer answer is I'm setting up a way. I have a website right now that's being created by Devobal, and my husband has an awesome website. My disability, that I have a paralyzed leg, I'm limited on what I can do. I know I look totally normal right now, but I have nerve damage from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet from an accident that I was in 2012, on how far I can do things. Saying that, that's why I think my videos of how to are going to be more important than come buy it from me.
Mm-hmm.
Come buy it from me, I'm going to get bombarded and I won't be able to keep up with the sales. But if I can teach people covered, you've got A, B, and C, and you're covered in a bowl and then pour that in boiling water, it's going to be a lot easier in the long run. But does that mean I won't sell it? I will sell it. I will eventually get to where I'm going to sell the glues, and I'm going to start selling blanks and sawdusto kinds. Like this is what I call a plank. I call this a plank. And then I call something like this isn't really veneer. This is too thick for veneer. Thinner, I would call my veneers, okay? Mm-hmm. So I've got planks and veneers, and that's going to be how I'm going to probably label things. I'm going to say, do you want stone, or do you want flexi planks? And when I say flexi, the ability to take sawdust dough. Or do you want it rock solid and it's not going to move and it's rock hard? I'm going to give those options. Looking at the selling part, but I want to lean more 90% on the how-to for people so they can do it themselves, and the 10% selling. So there's the long answer for you. I hope that helps.
Okay. So it's not, it's in the development stages. You're not quite set up to be able to sell anything as of yet or give out recipes or anything on it, but it's coming. And so this is something to watch for. Y'all need to get over and sub to her website. It's Know What Mom Knows. And Shelly, if you type a little something there in the chat room there for the folks so that they can grab your website, you just hit them 3 little dots after her name when she types it in, and that will give you the way to hit the button to go to her website, and it'll bring it up in another tab on your screen.
The YouTube channel is Know What Mom Knows,
right?
And my website is knowwhatmomknows.com. Okay. Almost finished. Devobal has been working on my website. This is finishing up, so I'm going to guesstimate. He was planning on it being done January 1st, so it's not done. That tells you how close we're getting. So it's almost done, but when it's done, I'm going to have blogs there, and then video vlogs, and the recipe and the how-tos on my YouTube channel, and they're going to connect the both. So Shelly, I'm hoping if I'm going to be selling it in the next 2-3 months, I'll be selling the glues, and I'll be selling the pieces of it to make it work.
There's a wise guy in the chat room that wants to know if you're happily married.
You messed up a little bit.
Okay. There's a wise guy in the chat room that's asking if you're happily married.
Oh, I'm so, where is it? Married. Don't laugh, y'all. This is like an experiment. It's still an experiment. I'm so happily married. A Sawdusto ring. And it's just to show everybody I'm married. Got my Sawdusto ring on. I'm married to Shane from Shane's Hobby Shop, everybody. And yes, this is an experimental ring. Some husband. He takes care of me. I'm gonna brag on him now since y'all brought it up. And I know y'all like, huh? You in a nursing home? Yes, I am that physically challenged that I would be in a nursing home right now if it weren't for my husband taking care of me. Not only is a husband, but he's my qualified service provider. He takes care of me 24/7. And I know I don't look disabled, but I have a paralyzed leg and my nerves are shredded. And so I have a lot going on. And I couldn't have been married to a better husband. I paid millions of dollars to create one. He's awesome. Shane from Shane's Hobby Shop, y'all.
Yep. He's the wise guy that came in there asking such a question as that in the chat room.
He's so funny, Brenda. In that, you know how your personality, you're naturally witty and funny. 24/7 with him here at the house. He walks up. He walks up to our puppy, lifts up his shirt just to make the dog bark. He laughs. He's just a character. Yeah, he's a funny guy, and I love him. And I couldn't have asked for a better person in my life to spend every day with. So, and happily.
Oh, you two are a hoot, I'll tell you what. And I'll tell everybody that's listening here, you need to go over there and sign up on her YouTube channel and watch some of her videos, because you will laugh until the tears roll.
I did comedy where I'm information, where I give you misinformation, but that's my name, misinformation, like miss. It's the only comedy I've ever done. It was an experiment, and people loved it, but also several people hated it. I was so surprised, and I lost so many subscribers over it. That so much because,
oh my God, people have no sense of humor.
But the ones that loved it so much. I have so many letters from people saying, "That's the best thing you ever did. I love it. I laughed so hard I fell out of my chair." So, but
that and the sawdust one cracked me up.
What? Oh yeah, the video before it was a blooper video. It's the night before Christmas. I know it's a Christmas one, y'all, but if you want to laugh your head off, just think of sawdust for 6 minutes being dumped on me. It was a riot. My husband is a
choking in sawdust.
And for 6 minutes of sawdust
Oh, mercy.
That's the last 2 videos on my channel, as a matter of fact, the very last 2 videos. So
I think everybody will get a hoot out of watching that. And she's got some inspirational stuff on there too that's real good. You know, so it's a good channel to get involved with. So you need to go over there if you haven't subscribed to her. Get over there and subscribe to her. And there's her killer dog.
yeah, I got this mark on my nose. It's better now. The other day it was really bad, but I like kind of got me. But she gets jealous, so she's super jealous tonight that I am here talking to y'all. Yeah, I know.
It's like we had AKR. There I go, getting tongue tied. AKA Our Life came in the chat room, so I say hey to them. And Becky's Texas Wood Shop is in the house. Hey, Miss Becky. And Empowerment Zone ENT is in the house. And Smoking and Grilling is in the house. Scrolling up through here, make sure that I didn't forget anybody. I think I've got everybody named off so far that came in. And if I didn't, type something down there and I'll see you. Now that
this was
I'm paying close attention to the chat room, got my eyes all peeled wide open here. But I'll tell you again, if you came in late, I addressed this 4,000 view hour thing. And, you know, hey, I'm only one person, but there's a whole lot of us out there that have some extra bandwidth and have computers where we can run something in the background. You may not be able to run a whole bunch of channels, but maybe you can run 1 or 2, depending upon what all you're doing on your computer. And I just leave mine up running all the time. So I can leave stuff running in the background. Pull up somebody's channel, go over to their videos. Right up at the top of it, it says play all. And you click that button, you play everybody's videos. Now, I'm not going to waste my time trying to play somebody's videos that's not interested in hitting the 4,000. I know there's people out there that don't care. They're not interested in hitting the 4,000, whatever. But if you want to hit the 4,000 and you need a little bit of help and you wouldn't mind somebody playing your videos, just go to any one of my videos and type into the comment section, "in it to win it." And I'll put you on the list. And as I get one played all the way through, then I'll put another one up and I'll just keep going. And, you know, we'll get people some view time here. So
that's a great idea.
And anybody else that wants to get involved, you know, you just tell me. I can address it here on my channel and say, hey, go over to so-and-so's channel there, type in their chat room, "in it to win it," and they'll help you out too. Or, you know, I can send comments out to various people as I bring them down, say, okay, I've got you down now. Go over and tell so-and-so you're in it to win it. And they'll start playing your stuff over there. And, you know, we'll just make a prayer chain out of this, you know, the YouTube prayer chain for the 4,000 hours. We'll see what we can do here, but, you know, there's more than one way to skin a YouTube cat.
Yeah.
And we're just going to work together. Yeah, we'll work together until we get her done, rip off our sleeves and turn on them computers and burn up that bandwidth. We're paying for the bandwidth anyway, so we might as well just use it, and we'll use it to our advantage. Sherry's Hobby Shop, or Sherry's, that's Shane's Hobby Shop. See, I can't read. I went to public school. Stork City Productions in the house. And let's see. I think that got them. Did it get them all? I think so. Listen to him yelp.
We're
going to start calling him Sherry.
Well, what's funny is, see, his real name is Shannon. And so everything legal, he writes Shannon down. And so he goes by Shane as the nickname. And we go to the hospital or something, and they go, Shannon, come in here. And we're both walking together, and they'll talk to me the whole time. And I'll go, you sit here, Shannon. And then we'll trade, and you're like, oh.
As long as I get the views, you can call me anything you want.
Yeah, he says, as long as he gets the views, you can call him anything he wants.
We'll sing that song, Sherry, Sherry, baby.
Yeah, funny.
And the one that didn't show up tonight, you notice who didn't show up tonight? Is that Moon Pop character. He didn't show up in here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ken.
He's afraid of us.
Oh, I guess so. And I know he would want to be here too, because he's a big supporter for me. I know he would want to be here if he could have. Wow.
He's
And
hiding.
I'm so glad Becky's here. Hi, Becky. Man, we got some great people. Let's happy.
Oh my goodness! See, I threatened him that I was going to sing a song about him, and you know he's went out and shot Winnie the Pooh.
Did you ever sing that song about him? Did you ever write it?
No, well, I've got one, but he's supposed to show up here, see, to hear it, and he ain't here. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to rib him a little bit and tell him you better get over to Brenda's. She's got a song for you.
Yeah, I told him I was going to sing him a song. I was going to write a song about him. See, I'm good with my parody songs. I write all kinds. There's some of them over on my other website. And for anybody that's not familiar, I do have another website where I tell stories, and I do ginger snaps and all kinds of stuff over on my other channel. And I've got some songs up there that I've written. I took a couple of them down because that was before I realized that if you had that box checked that you allowed it, the what do they call it, encoding on your channel, that people could steal your videos and put them up on their channels. And so I had some of my videos stolen and put up on other channels, and I had to go after them and take them down. And I found out that you had to uncheck that box, that you didn't want your videos to be encoded on other people's stuff. So I lost some of my songs that I had written that way. But yeah, I write little parody songs and stuff, and I think there's still a few of them there up on my other channel. But yeah, there's goofy stuff up there. If you get bored out of your mind and need something funny, you can go over there and listen to some of the silly stuff that I've done over there. The latest one I put up was my YouTube pet peeve video, and it's like 8 minutes long, but at the end of it, I've got a way to solve the problems that we've had with, you know, some of the channels on YouTube, some things they do that just rub me the wrong way. We got a way to fix it.
I've got to check that out for sure.
You have to hang on to the end, you know, to get to the punchline, you know, and how I'm going to fix it. But there it is, because Brenda's crafty. You got to be like Brenda.
Be like Brenda. I love it.
Jim Bashir's is in the house. Good to see him in there. Oh, my goodness gracious. We've had all kinds of folks strolling in tonight.
Jim, have you seen my Jessie doll tonight? It or not? Because if not, I'll show it again. Yeah, he hasn't seen it yet, I don't think.
Well, I'll put the camera back on you, and you can show Jim your doll.
I'll just show him and then give it back to you, because I know I don't want to take up your whole night. Let's see. So, Jim, this is for you and anyone else that's new. This is made out of sawdusto, or as normal people would say, sawdust. This is 100% sawdust, and it's not painted. The colors in it are made out of dried ground herbs, spices, roots, different things like that. So all these colors are represented by a lot of herbs and spices. So it's painted. And so just come check out my channel in the future here, y'all, because I'll be posting the video 2-part series on how to make this doll, because I'm going to show my process.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
Yeah. So the first video is going to be all about process, how I get to making it, so to speak. And then I'm going to show the pieces. And this is scroll sawed. Most of this doll is scroll sawed.
Cool.
People are going to be like, what? Yeah. But what's cool about sawdust is you don't have to use a scroll saw. You can use scissors on some of it, and some of it with a scroll saw. Pretty much any tool you have, you can find a way to carve or create with, because sawdusto has a way. I'm both flexible with my flexi glue, or solid and rock hard like my sweet gravy glue makes things. Jim, I hope you got a peek. And everybody else, my recipes and my how-tos video channel, YouTube, Know What Mom Knows, after I put these videos up. So I don't want to just put my recipe out and be done with it. I want to put the how-to out, because that's super important.
Yep.
All right. Back at you, Brenda.
Okay, well, we got a few more that strolled in. JD Knight 7 is in the house, and we got Lucia McGill in the house. We got Eddie Fort Fluffy in the house. Looking to see here, did I miss anybody? But I don't think so. I believe I've got you all named off here, and it's great to have everybody in the house tonight. And let's see, we're at 9:20. I'm going to give you 10 more minutes here to get subbed up and subbed down. And
what does sub down mean?
Well, it means if somebody subs to you, then you sub back to them. So they're subbing up, you're subbing down. Sub up and sub down. And now the only criteria that I'm putting to this is have to be active. I mean, don't just be subbing just because you want numbers, you know, because you're not going to get any numbers except that one sub. So, you know, what you need is somebody that's going to be consistent. It's going to go in there and going to view your videos, going to give you comments, going to give you likes on your videos, and give you view time. Because right now, view time is important. It's not just the view on the video. It's the view time. You pull up the video, you play it so that they get the view time. We need that 4,000 hours if we're going to meet the criteria that YouTube's put up there for us.
Yeah, view time is very important. While you're talking, I'm just doing a little show and tell so they don't just stare at my face.
Showing all them neat products made from sawdust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to some of the fellers in my carving club and see what they're doing with their sawdust product.
Yeah, if you get any kind of sawdust, and pretty much all three, the fine sawdust, the medium sawdust, and then the larger shavings, usually from a typical build that anyone would do in their shop. You want clean sawdust. That's important. You need to say the words clean. If they say, oh, I have all this sawdust, I swept my whole shop floor and mixed it in with it, you don't want all that, because you don't want dirt in it and pieces of bubblegum wrappers. You don't want all that.
Right.
But you want clean sawdust. And I mean, they do a project, they collect the sawdust, they give it to you, not mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff.
Now, I know when we're sitting there on Wednesday nights, we have our carving meetings, and we all sit around and take a knife to a piece of wood and get to whittling, and there's a big old stack of shavings at the end of it, and they just rake them all off into the trash can. And then there's, you know, fellas there that have band saws and all kinds of stuff where they can cut stuff up at their house, you know, to bring us in blanks that we can carve. And so I'm wondering, well, what are they doing with all their shavings and stuff too? I imagine they've got a whole lot of stuff, you know, at their house and their shop where, you know, they're chopping up this wood, because I know it makes sawdust. I've cut up enough wood in my time that I know that, you know, you end up with a whole bunch of that, and rather than just, you know, throwing it out in the trash, if we can make a product out of it and reuse it. I'm all about reusing. I don't throw hardly anything out. But
that's right.
You know, I took
and most people throw it away.
I took a scrap of leather.
Workers throw it away. Yeah.
Now I'll show this. I took a scrap of leather and I took the engraver to it and engraved a butterfly on it. And then I took some dye and dyed that colors on the butterfly just on a little scrap. Now this will end up being an embellishment on a project. It won't get thrown out. And every piece of scrap leather that I've got, no matter how small, I keep them, because you can do all kinds of stuff even with just a little scrap leather on mixed media projects, or if you're making a say a journal, you know, and you're making a journal cover or something like that, you know, you take scraps of leather to make a frame, you know, you kind of mosaic it around the front of the book to make a frame for the title, or, you know, something of that nature. So yeah, you know, there's all kinds of stuff. Here's another piece that I did a wood burning on this one, and wood burnt some acorns on there and painted them up, and that'll end up being an embellishment on something. And then I got another scrap of leather here. This is just a little square of leather, and on the back of it you can see a few marks on there that from the wood burner, where I've tested my wood burner just to see how hot it was. You know, so even just using it as a test piece of leather, you know, it beats marking up, you know, something that you could use for something else. So in the front of this doesn't have anything on it. I'll end up carving something on the front of it and using it as an embellishment, gluing it down on something. Nobody will even see them marks on the back of it. So
is that real leather that you have there?
yep, it's cowhide. They used to
That's
go.
awesome. I agree with you. Keep every little bit, because just like sawdust, you can use all of it. And the leather is real from a cow or whatever hide, a little bit of it. And I'm with you on that. That's cool. I'm glad you do that. Good for you.
Yeah, he used to go moo, so it's a real thing. Let's say I look back here at this chat room. Wanda came in the house. Hey, Wanda Bailey, good to have you in the house. And just kind of scrolling down through the chat rooms. Eddie Fort Fluffy says he needs one more to get to 180 subs. He's almost to 200. So if you give him one more, he'll hit that round number of 180. I don't know where I'm at right now. I've been real close to hitting 1,400 this week, but it keeps bouncing. It's like a rubber ball, you know. It'll go up, like it was at 1396, and then it went down to 1388, and then it went up to 1392, and then it went back down to 1380 something, and then it's been bouncing like a rubber ball all day long, as hard as it can bounce. So I don't know. I mean, if you ain't subbed to me out there, y'all need to sub up. We'll see if we can't get that figure up over 1,400 and maybe hold it up there.
Y'all, for real, sub to Brenda, because her show is such a variety of different, very cool crafts and woodworking, carving. I've seen her do superb painting. Seen her big what do you call your big blue picture there, Brenda? Because that is awesome.
This is the steampunk picture. I'll put this back on me here.
Show people that. That is one awesome project.
This is the steampunk picture that I did. And, well, I thought I clicked on me. Maybe I didn't. There we go. There it goes.
She's an awesome maker.
This is the steampunk picture that I did. It's got a lot of different elements going on in there. And it's in a shadow box frame. It's got a hand engraved wood mat type thing that I put around the picture. So
that's beautiful.
There's that piece. It's up on the Etsy store if anybody's interested in it. And I'm pretty proud of that. That turned out real well. And as soon as I find another suitable frame, I'm probably going to do one in some kind of a shabby chic design and see what we come up with for that. But you know, one piece at a time. I finally got that one completed. I've been looking. The thing that slowed me down is I was looking for a mat because I wanted to get like a aqua blue, a real light aqua blue mat for it. And every one I found was either too big, too small, not the right color, not cut to suit me. I just couldn't find anything I liked. And then the more I got to looking at it, I thought, well, I'm not sure that really, you know, a commercial mat really suits this picture either. It needs something different. And then I got to thinking, you know, Brenda's crafty. So I got the wheels started spinning, you know, what can I do to, you know, really make this look still in the steampunk style with stuff that I've got. You know, I'm not going to have to go out and pay a fortune for something that's not really going to fit in and all that. Well, I had all these are carving blanks is what they are. And I had all of them. And I thought, well, you know, I could cut them down and make a frame around that. But then what I do to it? Well, okay, you can engrave on it. And I had that stencil with the gears and stuff, which fit in with the picture with the gears and stuff in it. And I thought, well, I could just engrave in that stencil around on that wood. And then I could distress the wood. And then I could paint the wood to match the color that I really want for the thing that I can't seem to find in the mats lined up the way I want. And I think that would look pretty good. So I went to experimenting around and I said, hey, this is the ticket. This is what I'm looking for right here. This will fit the bill just great. And I had the frame. So, you know, hey, that's how things are born. You know, it's just a creative process. So, you know, I hope everybody likes as much as I do because, you know, I think that rocks. That's one of the better pieces that I've created.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And some of them in the chat room are saying that they like it. So, you know, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, Emily's saying 4,000 hours and 1,000 subs. Yeah, that's what it takes to get to the level where YouTube will review your channel in order to get monetization. If you fit their criteria, you know, it's like, you know, one step at a time. They set the bar so dead blame high though with that 4,000 hours. It's almost like they don't want anybody to reach it. But you know,
Yeah.
tell me that you don't want me in there and watch me. Be careful what you wish for. So, you know, if I can help anybody that's interested in trying to hit the goal to see if they can get reviewed, well, hey, you know, hey, I'll spend a little bandwidth there and try to help you get in, but you have to let me know because, you know, I'm not just going to go through everybody in my sub list because a lot of people have already stated on other channels, on videos that they've done and the chats and the comment sections and everything. Hey, I don't care. You know, I'm not after 4,000 hours. So, you know, if you don't want it, then, you know, I'm not going to waste my bandwidth trying to help you achieve something you ain't wanting. But, you know, if you're interested, you know, I'll put you on the list. We'll get you some views. I can at least do that much for you if you want to try to do it. And anybody that wants to give me views, you can go ahead, do that too. Like I say, you go to the channel, you hit the video tab. Right there at the top of the video thing, it'll say play all. You click that button and it'll play down every video that you have in your video library there that you have saved onto YouTube. And, you know, some of them going to take days to go through. Some of them you can play in a few hours. They don't have very many videos up or they're, you know, short ones. I've got 2 playing right now that have been going for the last 2 days. And I think they'll be over. Well, one of them's going to take another probably 2 days to go, and another one I think might be over sometime tomorrow. You know, so it just depends on what all they got in their playlist. But you know, if you have extra bandwidth, you can get in on this too and help folks.
You think YouTube's going to catch on?
Well, they always do eventually. You know, they always do eventually. But can we get in under the wire is the thing. You know, that's going to be the big thing. Let's see. Eddie Fort Fluffy wants to know, should I monetize it now? Well, Eddie, my question to you would be, do you have the 4,000 hours and the 1,000 subscribers? And are you interested in being monetized? I don't know exactly. You know, I watch so much stuff and I can't place right now exactly what your channel is, but as long as it fits in the YouTube guidelines, that, you know, they're not going to find anything wrong with your videos when they go in there. You know, if it's PG and, you know, you're not doing anything drastic in there that's going to make them say, oh, now we can't monetize this. Well, then they ought to monetize you. They won't. It's not a snap of the fingers. You have to fill out their form and you have to wait them out. Now, I had met their previous criteria and I filled out the form and was waiting for the review, and I'd waited 6 weeks. And I thought, well, come on, you know. What do you have? Just one little feller working in a back room someplace that goes through 50 trillion channels to see about monetization? Or do you have a crew of people that do this? What's taking so doggone long? Then they came out with the 4,000 hour thing. And I thought, okay, that's what they did. They put the halt on approving anybody because they had this new criteria coming out. So I see what's going on. So, you know, I don't have the 4,000 hours.
Wait, this is muted.
If you need to mute, you go up, put your cursor at the top of the screen. You'll see several little icons. One of them is a microphone. There you go. Now you got your microphone muted. Let's see here. If there's any other questions. I hope I didn't miss anybody's questions. When my mouth goes to flapping, I can't see the screen. Looking to see what people are saying here. And I don't see any other questions off the top. Let's see. One says, how does this work with you live in 2 different places? Well, right now I'm not live in 2 different places. I'm live on YouTube. You can be live in 2 different places. There is an app out there for that, or a website where you can download something and Elliot Plays was talking about it the other day. So if you're subbed to Elliot Plays, he can tell you what it is. I thought I bookmarked it, but then I was looking for it yesterday. I couldn't find it, so I don't know where I put it. Lord have mercy, I'm so technically challenged. I'm lucky to find the on and off button. But Elliot Plays says that there is a website out there where you can be live on a whole bunch of different channels at one time. It doesn't have to just be, you know, YouTube and Twitch, or, you know, YouTube and Vivo or something. Oh no, you can get like wired to a whole slew of different venues all at one time if you want to. So you can guess what my goals are. One of these days, everybody just turn on their computer and they're all big. It'd be just, if you sitting there with a clicker on the television set, clicking between the channels, you know, you go to channel 2 and there's Brenda. You go to the next channel. There's Brenda.
Right.
There's Brenda that goes to the next channel. There, it's all Brenda all the time.
That's right. And Brenda's crafty.
Funnier
like
than
Brenda.
I can't think of anything funnier.
Why not? It's got to be somebody sometime all 24/7. Why not Brenda?
There'll be computers flying out.
You have yourself enough on your channel that you could do that, because you're a lady who knows a lot. I mean, you can keep people entertained. I think so, 24/7. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Oh, I just think of a few people that would aggravate, and it just tickles me to death.
And I got to check out your second channel with all your stories. I mean, you're already funny in real life. I could just imagine listening to those stories on your second channel. So, oh.
Well, Stork City brought up an interesting point there. She says, when she heard about the 4,000 hours, it made her think about a live stream of mine where I said that I had less views and I didn't know why. And yeah, and I figured part of that out. And I'm not sure I've got the whole thing figured out yet. But if somebody's channel is eliminated from YouTube because they broke the rules, or they just decided to close down their channel, and you're sub to them, then they are taken off your subscriber list. You're still sub to them. The only way you're going to figure out who it is if you go down your subscriber list and you look at their icons. The ones that have been terminated will either have a little icon with just the form in it, you know, like a human shape. It doesn't have a picture. It doesn't have a logo. Or it will have an icon that has a line through it. And it depends on whether they have eliminated the channel or whether the person actually just left YouTube. Go to that channel and you'll see, it'll say right there on their channel that they've been removed, or that they shut down their channel, whatever it is. Then, you know, it would make sense for you to unsubscribe from that channel, because you're wasting your subscription on a channel that's non-existent, and it frees that subscription up for you to use on another channel that's going to be active. Okay?
Makes sense.
When they leave YouTube for whatever reason that they left, all the views that they have given your channel are eliminated from your channel. All the hours that they spent on your channel are eliminated from your channel.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So let's say that they had given you 20 hours view time over the course of however long that they had been subscribed to you. Those 20 hours will go poof.
Wow.
Or if they had given you, you know, 500 views, and I'm just grabbing that figure out of thin air. I don't really know where it came from. Who knows what goes on in my mind. But, you know, however many views they gave you, boom, they're gone. Poof. So that's why we see the fluctuation in the numbers. And that's, we see the fluctuation in subs. That's part of it. I mean, you're going to have some people that's going to unsub from you for whatever reason. But when they are eliminated from YouTube for whatever reason, they're eliminated from your list. So that's a fluctuation. And then the algorithms all pick all that up. It's all just plugged into YouTube. And so, you know, when the algorithm reboots itself and says, okay, well, this is how many people are actually subbed to this channel, then, you know, and inactive channels too. You know, it's been a big deal to say, okay, so-and-so needs another 10 subs on their channel to hit 1,000. You know, I'm just guessing here. Does anybody have other channels where you can go and sub to these people? Now, if you have other active channels, you can use those active channels to sub to them, and they won't lose the sub. But if you're using just a dummied up channel where you don't have any activity on it, you've just made up a channel so you can sub people, that's an inactive channel. And while it'll show it as being a sub in the beginning, YouTube's going to pick up on that being an inactive channel somewhere down the line. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but whenever their algorithm kicks into that and says this is an inactive channel, you know, it's just a dummied up channel for whatever reason. I mean, you know, trolls will dummy up channels so that, you know, if you ban them out of one name that they're using in your chat room, they go over to this other name so they can come back in to cause trouble in your chat room. All right. That's a dummied up channel. So the dummied up channels will be eliminated from your subscription list if you have subscribed to those, or if they have subscribed to you, and you're going to see the numbers go down when they say, okay, that's a dummied up channel, we're going to eliminate that one. So poof, your number goes down by 1. So I hope that cleared up a little bit of it. Now, like I say, I don't know all the ins and outs of what YouTube's doing, but I know a few of them.
You could do a whole video based on what your information you gave tonight. You know, that's interesting.
Yeah, and this is just, you know, stuff that I've picked up by talking to other YouTubers and, you know, just learning as I go. I've had my ear to the ground here for a while on, you know, how does this whole thing work and how do we get around to the foolishness that YouTube's laying on us. Sonia brought up about the turkey wedding on my other channel. I've got video. Years ago, I'll tell this story here, so, and then you can go over and watch the video on it. But years ago, my husband got involved in ham radio, and this was before I got my ham radio license. And there were some jokers in the community, in the ham radio community, that got to talking to me about farming. And I've raised all kinds of livestock and stuff on my farm. And one of them was talking to me one day. I just come in from feeding the turkeys, and he says, you just fed the turkeys. He says, what kind of turkeys you got? And I said, well, I have bourbon red turkeys. And he said, do you have both male and female turkeys? I said, yes. And he says, well, you don't have them in the same coop, do you? And I said, well, yeah. And he says, you mean to tell me you got them turkeys out there living in sin?
Oh boy. And
I said, well, I guess, I reckon that you could call it that. And he says, well, we ain't having none of that.
Oh.
Said, we got to get them turkeys married. And he went and he got an actual honest to goodness marriage license. One of the fellas in the group was a minister. And another one could play the harmonica good and could play the wedding march.
This is great.
And another one had a country western band. And a whole bunch of the rest of them came out and helped me fix up the barn and fix up. We made straw pews all out in the barnyard, and we built all kinds of plywood tables for people to sit and eat their victuals on. And oh my goodness, we had the barn fixed up for a big reception where they set the band up. We had a dance floor. We had all kinds of contests and stuff going up. There was 150 people showed up for us to marry off 2 actual barnyard turkeys. And I've got video.
This is a true story?
This is a true story. I got video of it up over on my other channel. And the URL for the other channel is in the description of this video. And look for the turkey wedding, and you'll see the video on that. Now, Sonia's part, she played in this, is I had it on a VHS tape. And I didn't know how to get it over on CD, and she had the wherewithal to be able to transfer it. So I sent it off to Sonia, and she transferred it onto a CD so that she could send it back and I could put it up on YouTube so that people could see the craziness that I have been involved in. 150 people showing up.
Oh,
we had cars lined up and down the road on both sides of the road for about 2.5 miles. And we had to bring in their coolers and stuff. I had a lawn tractor with a wagon on the back of it to run up and down the road, bringing people's coolers in. We had a great big old cookout going. And oh my goodness, it was. Well, no, they brought in steaks, they brought in hamburgers, all kinds of stuff they cooked on the grill. I had a big old grill that was made out of a big old metal drum, and we just dumped a couple big old bags of charcoal in there and fired that sucker up, and they all ate good. I didn't get a bite to eat because I was so busy with all the festivities that I didn't get a bite to eat, but I had a big old dining room table that we drug out of the house that had a bunch of leaves in it and stretched out for I don't know how far. And we had that thing covered in food. There was another table full of food as far as the eye could see. And I didn't get one bite to eat. By the time I got out there, there wasn't nothing left. You couldn't even lick a platter to get a bite off of it.
You are hilarious. I can't wait to see that. You're hilarious.
They descended on that like a bunch of buzzards and ate every bite of food there was.
Goodness.
And it ended up on the 11 o'clock news. So when I say film at 11, I mean it. I made film at 11 with 2 turkeys getting married in my barnyard.
Oh my goodness, that's a riot. Do a shout out on you, official. Like I'm going to have to snap little clips of that and include it. Oh my.
Yeah, at the end of the video there, I show it being played on the 6 o'clock or on the 11 o'clock news that night. After the thing was all said and done, we went in the house and watched it on the news and taped it. The anchor people had a heyday with it, but yeah.
That's hilarious.
I believe that was back in about 1990 or 1991 when that was all done. That was a big deal. There's still people,
just a hoot.
There are people that talk about that still to this day. If I get anywhere near the ham radio community, they're like, "Ain't you the one that had the turkey wedding at your farm out in the barnyard?" Yeah, that's me.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Oh. Well, listen, I've done run over the time that I said I was going to cut off of here because my mouth's been flapping, but I'm going to thank Shelly for joining us here on the show. Glad that she's in here and informed us on this Sodesto, and we're going to watch her channel and her website for more information on this. And hey, if she gets things up, I'll be letting y'all know about this too and how you can get more information on it. And I'll thank everybody that's in the chat room again for joining us. It's great to have everybody in there. I hope y'all got subbed up, subbed down, all that good stuff, made friends, and you're going to be active on each other's channels now. I mean it. And don't you make me come in there.
Thank you, Brenda, for having me. This was a real blast, and it was a real privilege and honor for me to be able to showcase my Sodesto project. First time that anyone has seen this doll is right here, folks, on Brenda's lines. So my video will be coming out probably in a week or 2 from now. But I want to thank Brenda for this opportunity, and she's a hoot, and y'all stick close to Brenda because Brenda's crafty. Say your phrase. We all love hearing it.
Well, I'll do that as I sign off. I wanted to address.
Oh, just sign off. See, I don't know the deal.
Real quick here, Elliot Plays is in the house. And Elliot, if you would be so kind after this goes off and comes back up on YouTube, you know, after they process it, whatever, if you would be so kind as to come back in and leave a comment in my chat about what that website is you was talking about the other day where you can have videos playing, you know, on various different sites. You know, and leave that so that people can pick that up because I'd like to get it again. I thought I had it saved, but I couldn't find it. So, you know, people was asking about that, Elliot. So that would be fantastic and awesome sauce if you could do that. Be wonderful. And with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off of here. And it's been great seeing you all. I'll have more videos coming out this week. go over to Twitch and sign up over there. Look for BrendaG's Designs, all one word over there. And keep watching the videos. Let me know if you're in it to win it, and we'll get you on the list. Been great seeing everybody. And one last thing to say, thumbs up if you like the video. Share it on your social media so everybody gets to learn to be crafty. And remember, Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda. Bye, y'all.
Woohoo! Bye, y'all.